I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite things to can, and I'm going to show you step by step how to can each one of these. So beans, I like to have a variety of beans at all times in my pantry canned. To can beans, we start by soaking our beans overnight, and then the morning of, you need to drain and rinse your beans, and then we will boil these for 30 minutes. Once they are done boiling for 30 minutes, then we will be able to start the canning process. And the way that I like to get my jar set up anytime that I'm canning is I like to get really, really hot water in the jars, and I like to have them just set on the side of my counter because then they're ready for me and they're not too hot, but they're hot enough to where they won't break with the hot items going into the jars. So then I take the beans and I am straining the water out and only putting the beans in the jar. We need to get to 1-inch headspace. And then once I am done getting the beans to 1-inch headspace, I will put water, boiling water in from a different pot over the top. So this is clean boiling water. You could add in spices or you could add in salt if you would like. I usually leave mine plain. That's kind of the theme. I leave a lot of things plain as I'm canning just because then I can use it however I want to later. And what's really important here is that once you get the water in your jar, you need to debubble, which means taking something and sticking it into the jar to get all of the bubbles out of the jar, and your headspace needs to be proper after debubbling. And then we finish the process just like we always would by wiping our rims, putting a lid on it, and then putting the ring on it, getting it in the canner, and then canning. And for the beans, the processing time for pints is 75 minutes and quarts is 90 minutes. These do take a lot longer. And the elevation that I'm at, which is mile high, I need 13 pounds of pressure, but I always use 15 because that's the weight that I have.